Most people assume that without full sun, growing vegetables is a lost cause. While it's true that many vegetables thrive in direct sunlight, there are plenty of options that grow surprisingly well in partial shade. If you have a garden space that only gets 4 to 6 hours of sunlight a day, you can still have a productive harvest. You just need to pick the right crops. Some vegetables actually benefit from less sun, producing more tender leaves or resisting bolting in the heat. Let's dive into some of the best vegetables to grow in a shady garden and how to give them the best care. And don't forget to subscribe to Hydro Haven for more gardening tips and share this guide with fellow gardeners. Lettuce is one of the easiest vegetables to grow in partial shade. In fact, a bit of shade can actually help lettuce thrive, especially in warm climates where too much heat can cause it to bolt prematurely. To get the best results, plant lettuce in well-draining soil rich in organic matter. Regular watering is essential as dry soil can make the leaves bitter. If you're growing loose-leaf varieties like salad bowl or black-seeded Simpson, you can harvest outer leaves continuously, allowing the plant to keep producing. If slugs or snails become a problem in the damp, shaded area, try sprinkling crushed eggshells or diatomaceous earth around the plants to keep pests at bay. Spinach is another leafy green that prefers cooler conditions, making it an excellent choice for partial shade. It grows best in moist, fertile soil and benefits from a steady supply of compost or well-rotted manure. If you're growing spinach in the warmer months, shade can actually help extend the harvest by preventing it from bolting too soon. Look for varieties like Bloomsdale or Giant Winter that are known for their shade tolerance. Keep an eye out for downy mildew, a common issue in cool, damp conditions, and improve air circulation by spacing the plants properly. Beets are one of those versatile vegetables that do well even when they don't get full sun. The roots might take a bit longer to develop in partial shade, but they will still grow beautifully with nutrient-rich soil and regular watering. What's great about beets is that you can harvest the leafy tops in addition to the roots, making them a two-in-one crop. The greens are packed with nutrients and can be used like spinach in salads or sautéed dishes. To encourage good root growth, keep the soil loose and well-drained and thin the seedlings once they sprout to prevent overcrowding. Carrots are another root vegetable that can adapt to lower light conditions, though they may take longer to reach full size. The key to growing great carrots in shade is making sure the soil is loose and free of rocks or debris that could cause the roots to fork. If you're dealing with heavy soil, adding sand or compost can help improve drainage and make it easier for the carrots to grow straight down. Try growing shorter varieties like Parisian or Little Finger if you're working with shallow beds. Carrots need consistent moisture to prevent cracking, so keep them well watered, especially during dry spells. Kale is one of the most forgiving vegetables you can grow, and it actually prefers a bit of shade in hotter climates. If you give it nutrient-rich soil and steady moisture, kale will continue producing leaves for months. The flavor of kale tends to improve when grown in cooler, shaded conditions, making the leaves more tender and less bitter. Varieties like lacinato, also known as dinosaur kale, and red Russian, are particularly shade-tolerant. Since kale is a heavy feeder, adding compost or an organic fertilizer every few weeks will keep it growing strong. Watch out for cabbage worms, which love to munch on kale. Hand-picking them or using floating row covers can help protect your plants. Peas are an excellent crop for a shady garden, thriving in cool temperatures and tolerating dappled sunlight. They don't need intense heat to produce, and in fact, too much sun can cause them to stop flowering early. Peas prefer soil that is rich in organic matter, and they benefit from being planted alongside companion crops like lettuce or carrots. Whether you grow snap peas, shelling peas, or snow peas, providing a trellis for support will help maximize space and keep the plants healthy. Regular harvesting encourages continued production, so don't wait too long to pick them. Broccoli is one of the best vegetables to grow in a partially shaded garden, though it does need at least 4 hours of sunlight to form decent heads. If you provide rich soil and keep it well watered, you can still get a strong harvest even in lower light. One of the biggest challenges with broccoli is timing. Planting it too late in the season can lead to bolting in warm weather. For best results, start seeds indoors early or plant in late summer for a fall harvest. After cutting the main head, don't pull up the plant. Broccoli produces smaller side shoots that will keep growing for weeks. Green onions, also known as scallions, are one of the easiest vegetables to grow in a shaded garden. Unlike bulb onions, green onions don't need a lot of direct sunlight to develop properly. You can plant them close together in a raised bed or container, and harvest them as needed by cutting them at the base. They'll keep regenerating, providing a steady supply of fresh onions for months. To keep them growing well, make sure they get consistent moisture and occasional feeding with a balanced fertilizer. If you have trouble with pests like onion maggots, rotating crops and using row covers can help protect your plants. Growing vegetables in a shady garden doesn't have to be frustrating. While many crops demand full sun, there are plenty of options that will grow well with less light. Leafy greens like lettuce and spinach actually prefer partial shade, making them perfect for cooler areas of the garden. Root vegetables like carrots and beets can still develop well with proper soil care and consistent watering. Shade-loving brassicas like kale and broccoli thrive with steady nutrition and protection from pests. And crops like peas and green onions adapt easily to lower light conditions while still producing a great harvest. If you've been hesitant to start a vegetable garden because of limited sunlight, now you know there are plenty of great choices for shade-friendly crops. With the right approach, you can turn even the shadiest corner of your garden into a productive growing space. Don't forget to subscribe to Hydro Haven for more gardening insights, and share this guide with anyone looking to make the most of their shady garden.